The dip before success is the hardest part of the journey to see if you really want whatever it is that you're going after. So, whether that's the body of your dreams, building a business, or starting a personal brand, really anything that requires delayed gratification is going to have this dip right before you see success. And this is what the book Atomic Habits refers to as the plateau of latent potential. Basically, up until a certain point, you're just gonna be compounding and storing all the fruits of your labor, and you're not gonna see any visible progress. So, like right here, you're just storing all this energy. You're going into this dip where you're doing the habit day after day, you're posting videos, you're going to the gym, you're eating healthy, and you're not seeing the results yet. And then at a certain point, you're just gonna break through and it's gonna have exponential growth or progress in your life, and you're gonna see all the fruits of the labor. And the dip phase is the hardest part. This is the phase where you're really going to see, and you're gonna have to prove to yourself if you want what it is that you set out for in the first place. So this is a video for anyone who is in that dip phase of their life and is going after something, whether it's that body of the dreams, a personal brand, a business, or anything that really requires that delayed gratification and is in that dip that they feel hard. It's hard to be motivated at times. There's ups, there's downs. I know exactly how it can be because that's the phase I'm in right now for my personal brand. And I've also been here many times before with previous online businesses. So I know exactly what you're going through because I'm currently doing it. I've done it before. So I'm gonna give you 3 tips on how to stay motivated in this dip phase. So right now, I'm currently building a personal brand. At the time of this recording, I have 1,400 subs. I've only really made a couple $1,000s from online coaching from the back end of this personal brand. And I have such big visions for what I want to do with this. I want to have coaching businesses, helping guys, really become the best version of themselves by conquering their mind, body, and life, being able to get the girls of their dreams, have the physique of their dreams, and just really live the ultimate existence as a man. That's what I want to coach people on because that's what I love doing myself and working on for myself. So helping other people do that would be my dream business. And then beyond that, I want to build a private network globally. I have so many big aspirations for this personal brand, but it all starts with getting the personal brand going. So if I don't ever build this personal brand to the degree that is required, if I don't come on here and post every single day, if I don't improve my communication skills, if I don't do all the work that's required, this dream will never come to fruition. And right now I'm in that dip phase where I'm starting to see some progress. I've gotten some subs going. I've made a little bit of money, but it's still nowhere near where I want it to be. And this relates into a previous business. So last year, I came back from Sweden in about September, and I had 8 months or 9 months before I was going back to Sweden. And during this time, I had a goal to start an online business that was gonna make me 10K per month before I went back. And the first 6 months, I failed miserably. I didn't make a single dollar, and I really got into a low point because I was like, fuck, I don't even know how I'm going to pull this off. I've only got 3 months left, and I've made no progress at all. And literally in those last 2 months, I managed to start a business, and in the last week before I went back to Sweden, made 5K profit from it. So that is how things can change. You really just have to keep going day in and day out, always trying, no matter where it is you are at in your current journey, because sometimes it's hard to see over the horizon when the hill is, you don't really know how tall the hill is, but sometimes you're right there, right at the edge, and you just need to keep going a little further, just keep pushing, and boom, you break that latent threshold and then of potential, and you're right there and you accomplish your goals. So I've done it before in my life many times, and you can too. So let's dive right into the tips. The first one is gonna be keeping your dream in mind. Like I just explained to you my dream earlier, that is what I want to accomplish with my personal brand. Me keeping that in the forefront of my mind is super, super helpful for me when I have a day like today. It's a Sunday. I'm really not doing too much. Every day I just try and post a video, and then during the week I do a lot more work on the brand and my business and all those things. But on the weekends I try and just create a video, and sometimes I'm a little tired or lazy or feel like watching TV, and it's hard to get that video going, and it's hard to have that motivation. But when I keep the dream in the forefront of my mind, like why am I really doing this? And then I think back to it and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's sit down, let's get going, because I want that dream so badly. And if you keep that dream in mind, and if you really just visualize what your life will be like, whatever it is that you're going after, if you visualize the dream physique and you're like, I'm going for it, I'm going to get it, no matter what, I can't not have this physique. You're gonna go to the gym and you're gonna eat the diet and you're gonna lose the weight, and that's what you're gonna do in order to achieve it. So if you don't want that thing bad enough, you don't really know what you're going after, it's going to be hard for you to stay consistent. That's like me telling you, run 10 miles every single day. You're going to be like, why? Right? And that's the first thing that will come to mind. It's like, that's what I would say. Why would I be doing this? That doesn't help me with my physique. That's probably going to make me lose muscle. Long-term steady cardio for that much is not going to help my physique. You got to really have something in alignment with your goals. So when you know what you're going after, it's so much easier to stay motivated. So it's like if you told me, Seb, hit the gym 2 times a week, progressively overload, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's going to help me achieve my goals. Perfect. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to stay consistent with it because I'm going to have the dream body that I'm going for. So it's like when you do something that's in alignment with your goals and you always know what you're going after, it's so much easier to stay motivated. So this takes us to the second thing that actually ties into that first thing. So first, you know the dream, but then you also got to know the opposite. It's like, what is on the other side of this if you quit? So what if you, let's say you're going for the body of your dreams? What's going to happen if you stop working out, you start eating unhealthy, and you don't do all the things that you're working towards right now? You're going to end up a fat shit who doesn't get girls, who is unhealthy, who has no respect from guys. There's a lot of things that you're going to lose if you don't do the disciplined acts that is required for you to have the physique of your dreams. So there's a lot to lose there. If you quit that business, what's on the other end? Is it McDonald's? A 9 to 5? What is it that you have to do if you quit doing the thing that you're doing now? So not only visualizing the dream, but also visualizing the pain and suffering that comes from quitting. See, scarcity in sales books has, I think, a huge multiplying effect. I should have prepared this beforehand, but I don't know if it's double or like a really big magnifying effect from actually gain. So people are more motivated to avoid loss than they are to get something. So avoiding a loss is more motivating than obtaining something. So that's the thing is, one, you got to understand the dream, but now you also got to understand what it is that you are going to be losing. Scarcity, like what is the fear, all those things. You have to do this to yourself. You got to say, well, if I quit building this personal brand, a 9 to 5 is what I'm going to have to do at some point. I'm going to run out of money. I'm going to have to get a 9 to 5 basic ass McDonald's job. Fuck no, I'm not doing that. Hell no, I'd rather die. So I come here and record these videos every single day. So you can be motivated by not only gain, but also by the fear of loss, of what will happen if you quit going after this dream. What is on the other side of quitting for you? And this is going to take us to the last thing, is show up and do something in alignment with that goal every single day. Even if it's something small, a little progress is better than absolutely none. If you're showing up day in and day out, you're proving to yourself deep within your subconscious that you really want this. If you're someone who's just going to half-ass it, try a diet, eat healthy a couple days of the week and then eat junk food, or try building a personal brand and post a video once every month that's half-assed, you are not showing yourself that you truly want this. But if you show up every single day, even on those days where you feel like a dog turd and you have no motivation and you're down in the dumps, but you do just something to keep going, to keep making the smallest bit of progress and saying, well, at least today I did something on the worst of my days. And then you keep that momentum going no matter what. So showing up and doing something small every single day is really proving to yourself more than anybody else that you want this. So if you can just do something small every single day, you will get that end goal in the long run. It's inevitable. If you don't quit, if you stay in the game of whatever it is that you're going after, you will achieve it. I promise you. My physique is a good testament to that, because in the first couple of years, I was just doing calisthenics. I really didn't know what I was doing, but I just stayed consistent because I kind of liked the gym. And then eventually I learned progressive overload, and then boom, it was like overnight, I made all this progress and I got really strong and really big, and my physique was pretty close to what I have now. I've had, incremental gains over the years, but I made a really big jump from just being this skinny kid with abs for the first time in my life having some actual muscle. And it was a really cool thing that happened after years. So sometimes you might be making progress, but then boom, overnight everything explodes because of one small change, just because you stayed in the game, because you did not quit. So that is what this video is all about. If you're in that dip phase, I know exactly how hard it can be because I've been there myself before so many times with fitness, with online businesses, failing businesses, and keeping going. And we're right now currently with my personal brand, I'm in a little bit of a dip phase where it's like I'm seeing success, but I'm not fully at where I want to be. And it's also a little bit of a hit coming from having a successful business before that was doing 8 to 15K and then transitioning into the personal brand and then, going into a little bit of a dip phase. I'm sure you can understand how it's a little bit of like a hit to the ego. You're like, oh, I was this big successful CEO and now I'm not making that much. But it's like I have the vision in mind and I know what I'm going for. And I know that if I stay consistent with it, I will achieve that in the long run. So I hope you can relate to that with whatever it is that you're doing right now in your life, because I want to see you succeed. I know how it can be to be in this dip because I'm in it currently, man. And if you keep pushing, it will be so worth it. So just keep pushing, keep going day after day. Try something small, keep the dream in mind. Also think about what you have to lose if you quit, and you will achieve your goals, I promise you. That's all for this video. If this video provided you with any value, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. On here I'll be teaching you how to become the ultimate man and live your best life across every single aspect, whether that's health and fitness, dating, mindset, discipline, all that's going to be covered on here. So if that sounds of interest, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.